Thinking about launching a podcast but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? At Turnkey Podcast Productions, we take the hassle out of podcasting so you can focus on the talk, not the tech. From concept to launch, guest booking to post-production, we handle everything. Need a strategy to grow your show and turn guests into clients? Yep, we do that too. DIY or done for you, we've got the solution that fits. Whether you're just getting started or ready to scale, Turnkey is your behind-the-scenes podcast team. Turnkey Podcast Productions. Your voice, your message, fully produced. Learn more at turnkeypodcast.com/contact. That's turnkeypodcast.com/contact.
You see, Danny, there's a force in the universe that makes things happen, and all you have to do is get in touch with it. Stop thinking, let things happen, and be the ball. Or be the nice guys on business. Either one is good.
I remember the first time I saw the Unknown comic, the guy that had a paper bag over his head, and he would say, all right, I'm going to take the mask off, and he would pull the paper bag off, and there was another paper bag underneath the paper bag.
So one day I'm caddying for the Dalai Lama, and I say, hey, Lama, how about a little something, for the effort? And he says, there won't be any money, but one day I will introduce you to the nice guys on business. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Most days they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Stepping into the tee box is Mr. Bonner. He seems to have a one wood. He is about to hit that one wood right down the middle. It seems like it's going to be about 275 yards. He's lining up. He hit the ball. It's looking good. Mr. Bonner, well done.
Clearly, Doug has been watching too much fucking golf on CBS and shit.
I have not seen a golf match in decades, but it is so funny. For some reason, I just got that golf announcer's voiceover in my brain. I'm like, oh, maybe that would be a good way to open the show. And then, of course, it would be a Caddyshack reference. He's in a hole. He's in a hole. He's in a hole. That's right. Caddying for the Dalai Lama. He's a heavy hitter. He's a heavy hitter.
I like there's a Geico ad. There's a Geico ad where they were, I don't even remember what the premise of it was, but it's basically you're seeing a golf match and it's the announcers, right? And like all this crazy shit starts happening, right? And the golf announcers are like, of course, completely calm. And it's like, okay, so he's going for the tee. It looks like it's about a 30-foot putt. And oh my gosh, look at that. The Kraken has come out of the pond. That's crazy, Steve. I didn't even realize these ponds had Kraken. Oh yeah, you got to be really careful down here in Florida. It looks like the Kraken is actually eating the golfer. Boy, he was doing great, looking like he might have won the tournament, but boy, that's going to be a bit of a downer.
Maybe I'm not familiar with Florida, but what the hell is a Kraken?
No, I just I should have said alligator or something. It would have been funnier. I don't know.
I don't want to go too far into this because, it's called burying the lead. Something in your life is going on. And I think automatically right out of the gate, we need to throw this at the community so they have the entire episode to digest it. Okay. So can you share what is going on?
The new news that has been announced on social media and that some people have seen in the if you remember the Facebook group, if you're not, go to niceshortcut.com. That's right. We'll let you in. You can be a member of the Facebook group and hear all the news first. That's right. I am trying to catch up with Doug now and his two marriages because Sally and I have gotten engaged. Yeah.
Oh my God. What news? I've been holding on to this information for weeks. And I know. I didn't even say anything to JJ. I was too afraid if I said anything to JJ. I didn't say anything to anybody. As soon as you told me, I'm like, I've got to forget this. I've just got to get this out of my head. So tell me, okay, let me set the stage here. It's 3:30 my time, 3:32 my time, 5:32 your time in Austin, Texas on Thursday. My problem child truck is in the shop. And I need to go get it before 5 o'clock. So, and it's only 2 miles from my house. So I'm going to say, let's take this right up until 6:30 your time, if that's okay. So we have 57 minutes. Does that give us enough time to share everything and get to the 5 voicemails that we have?
I hope so. I mean, we can do it. So you have an hour, or do you have less than an hour?
Yes. I have
you have
just
a half hour?
No, I have a few minutes left. I know.
Hang on.
I know.
You got to finish by 6:30 my time.
That is correct.
So we have an hour.
Yes, we have 57 minutes to be exact. Okay, let's go back to the news. So you dropped on social media that you were getting married, catching up with me, and yes, that is the reality of what's going on. You gave me this information a couple weeks ago. I did not share it with anybody because I was too afraid that if I told somebody and they happen to know somebody and they said a word, that the kibosh would be all on me. So how did everybody take it? First of all, how did your 3 kids take it?
Oh, everybody seems excited. Everyone who has met Sally likes her a lot and thinks that it's all
then you're already starting from a better starting point than I started my second marriage. So you're already
okay. So here's the question with that. Yeah. So with your second marriage, did people tell you ahead of time, hey, Doug, I don't think this is a great idea?
I was so deafened by love that they may have, but I don't remember. I don't remember that. Look, we were good buddies at that time. I mean, not as good friends as we are now, but between you, Robert, Jack, my friends Bruce and Richard, nobody I can recall said anything to me, but you guys were all thinking it. So why the hell didn't you save me from myself?
Because you were in a place at the time where I didn't think it would do any good to say anything. And I didn't want to sour our relationship. I don't think you would have listened. Although I have to say, when you moved to California,
right,
to move in with JJ,
right,
there was a lot of interesting things going on, and that happened very quickly.
Yes.
And I did at first advise you not to go. I thought it was too sudden, and there were many other reasons. But then you and I talked it out. And even before you went, I said, you know what? I think you've got the right attitude. I think this is actually a good idea. And look, here we are. How many years later now?
Yeah, it's 8 years later since I moved here. We had there was 3 options. It was going to be, I love California, but I don't love JJ anymore. I love California and I love JJ, which makes it easy. And I don't love California and I don't love JJ. So I'm moving back to Baltimore. I really put it down to 3 and it was really, I only had a suitcase. It's not like I was moving all my furniture out there. So it made it pretty easy. And we did have that conversation, but I think you and I were the only you and I had the conversation, and me and my brother had that conversation too. He was just more of, here are going to be your options, but you and I are the only 2 that really had the talk. So
the detailed talk about it. Yeah, I'm sure there were other people that said that, if I remember correctly, that said it's too sudden and it's not a good decision and you shouldn't do it. And then after you and I really talked it out and worked it all out, it's like, okay, I was for it. And isn't California what do they call it? Common marriage state or something? There's something.
I don't know. Common law.
There's something, I think that common law. Yeah, that's it. Where I think after you've been living together for like 10 years, aren't you common law married or some shit?
Even so, you mean in terms of like legal ramifications and property and all of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it doesn't matter. We own this house together. And I mean, she can have it all anyway. And my kids are going to be set. My kids are, I got a really nice insurance policy. So anybody wants to bump me off for the insurance money, it's going to my kids. So just so you know that. But everything else is like, what am I going to do with it? Who am I going to give it to? Who else is in my life?
True.
So anyway, wait, again, let's not bury the lead here. So okay, how did it happen? How did it go down that you presented the opportunity for Sally, also known as Vera?
Yeah,
We can
also known as
get back to her real name maybe at some point. I don't even know how Sally and Vera it all came to be anyway. But anyway, so how did the whole scenario go down?
Well, basically, common law marriage in California was abolished in 1895.
Oh,
Sorry, I
okay.
looked it
So,
up, so I had to tell you that.
well,
So I
that's
was
when you were.
incorrect.
That's just when you were a wee babe, though. So you were small in 1895.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the question again?
How did it go down?
How did it go down? We just started talking about it, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to get married?" And I had a couple of good reasons for it, and I said, I'm going to ask you a question, and normally in a situation like this, I would give you the context first and then ask the question, but this not really going to work out that way. In this case, it's a little more. So I'm going to ask you a question, but then I need you to wait for the context because you might feel a bit, it might be a bit abrupt because we'd never actually talked about it before.
So wait, this is you saying this to her?
Exactly.
Okay. So, okay. Are you about to tell me how I'm first?
Yeah,
I
don't want to give you the details. I don't want to give you the details of the context, but the reason I had to do that was because, a lot of times, when you're together for a very long time, you discuss things like getting married. And but this is not something that we have ever discussed before. We've been together about a year and a half. But I started thinking about it, and it just really made sense on a number of different levels. And so I said, hey, I'm going to ask you first, and then I want to give you the context. And I said, look, how would you want to get married? And then I started giving her the context. And as I was saying that, she was like, oh, yeah, by the way, yes, I would fucking love to marry you.
Oh, you just first asked the question, then you gave her the context, not waiting for the answer to the question.
Right,
well,
exactly.
were you thinking that the context was going to be the rationalization why getting married was going to work out, and this is why I want you to say yes? Or didn't you just think, if I just asked the question, wouldn't that be enough to move to the next level?
Well, because we hadn't really discussed it before, I felt that the context was important. Because it was just very out of the blue. So that's why. But yeah, it's all good.
Okay, so you rationaled your way into a proposal. I'm trying to figure out. It sounds like there was some these are the reasons why we need to get married, and one of them, I'm assuming, it's not because that she's with your child or anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
Okay, so I don't want to know the context because that's not what you're sharing here today. But it wasn't just I want to get married. You needed to explain why you needed to get married.
Yeah, I wanted to explain why I was asking abruptly without having discussed it previously in the past or talked about it at all. Yeah.
Well, you will never be able to put that back into the box. Now everybody's going to be wondering, well, what is the context? Now, have other people approached this type of context in their relationships that they need to know the answer to, will you get married? Will you marry me, because of the same context, or is it very unique to your situation?
Well, it's a bit unique. There were one or two practical reasons, one or two more emotional reasons. It was a little bit of numerous different things, and it kind of ultimately got down to I've had a lot of relationships in my time. Before I was married, I didn't get married originally till I was 32.
Right.
And I've done a lot of dating and had a lot of relationships since then, and this is just right. It's just, I'm not going anywhere, and I don't think she's going anywhere.
So sorry, ladies, Mr. Bonner is now off the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now you have two nice guys. If this is going to stop you from listening to the show, because both Strickland and I are both taken, I want you to, think hard about the ramifications of leaving as a nice guy community member just because you can't have Strickland or myself. I can usually be persuaded into making another move, but Strickland's pretty good about where he's got his feet solidly in concrete right now. I mean, I just from a practicality standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you guys are already living together. You're already sharing the expense of one home. You may as well just make it legal now. Now, isn't there another way other than just getting the government involved in your relationship that you could have handled this, or are some of the justifications based upon legal?
I don't really want to go into the details.
Gotcha.
I would rather not go into the details because it's just not important. The important thing is that we're gonna probably have a party here in Austin in January. I think the plan right now, and we're still working on the details, is her family has a cabin in New Mexico where I went last year, and the family spends Christmas a lot. And so we're going to do just a local service, like at the house on Christmas, and like no big deal, no big ceremony thing, and then just have a party when we get back to Austin.
I think this sounds like a wonderful idea. And I think the response to me saying if I was going to get married, it would probably be, I'll just sit this one out. I'll see you next time around.
Right. Thanks. I'll wait for the next one.
I'll exactly. Wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Strick's showing a little bit more, probably a little bit more confidence in his relationship.
Yeah, I'm just working into number 2, and you're past number 2 and thinking about number 3. Exactly.
Yeah, and for those of you wondering what the legal context was, of course, we all know it's the large trust fund that Strickland has.
You're right.
That he needs to be able to. Oh, speaking of which, I did speak to my attorney. It's very important. I actually now have to set up a trust. I did not know that. We are having there will be a Doug Sandler trust for those in our Nice Guy community, just so you guys know. I'm dying
to know, because I know nothing whatsoever about trusts.
Okay, so you own one of the properties that I also own. We're minority partners in a commercial piece of real estate, right?
Right. Where you and I and a whole bunch of other people own a little chunk, a piece of the real estate. Right.
So Strick, you're involved in one of those, and I'm about to enter my 4th one of those that I have with the same company, and because they all do really well. So, but they're all not enough standalone to be a good retirement income on the other side of things. So the more I'm investing, the more I'm thinking, well, shit, what happens if something happens to me? Right now, the property is in your name. You're a minority shareholder, and I am a minority shareholder. It's in my name personally. So if something happens to me, it's not like your beneficiaries get the property. It would go to probate, and then probate would decide where the property is supposed to go to your next heir, because there is no beneficiary that you have on this real estate holding. So I talked to my attorney Raj about it, and he said, well, we need to put together a trust for you. And a trust is so that if something happens to you, somebody has the ability to sign for you and can do all of a trustee can do all of that work for you, so that you don't have to sell your share in the property if you die. So I don't know that it's important with one, because one isn't going to make a huge difference. I mean, you never know. That property could escalate in value to some tremendous amount, and somebody could be sitting on a several $1 million equity that you have in it, which you would get your portion of. But for one, I don't know if that's so important. For 4, it now becomes a part of my portfolio of diversified investments.
Right.
So so I was setting up the trust. That was a very fun process that I went through this past week with Raj. Anyhow, okay, so the plan is small ceremony, maybe New Mexico, maybe Austin, Texas, a little party also. After that, kids all coming in, do you think, to make that happen, or not necessarily?
Probably for the party, I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm excited for you, man. I think that's great. Congratulations to both you and Sally, and I'm looking forward to a lifetime of happiness together. Or just as my second marriage is, it's just a temporary speed bump along the way.
Well, and you've never met her in person, so you're coming out in October for my 60th birthday party, and you're going to hear that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. There's a lot of good things that are going on in your life. I'm very excited for you.
Yeah, me too. And I'm going and I'm leaving on a cruise. I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go to Houston, and we're going to see Sally's aunt and uncle. And then Sunday we leave on the cruise out of Galveston. We'll be gone for a week. I'll be completely out of touch, out of You can't.
So, Nice Guy community, just so you know, we're not going to leave you high and dry. Next week, as my co-conspirator, will be Emily. She has already accepted the revised schedule adjustment to her schedule. We're going to be recording, I think, next Thursday, same day, but a slightly different time. Which I thought was funny that you accepted the revised calendar request. You didn't.
Oh, dude, I see a request from you for an appointment, and I just accept it. I didn't realize it wasn't supposed to be for me.
Well, you are welcome to show up, but you will be on your cruise, so it's going to be me and Emily recording. And Erica, we are not forgetting about you. You're in queue for the next time that we need a co-host, or maybe the following time it'll be you, me, and Emily doing a co-host of Nice Guys Fuckery, or Strickland. I will be away for 17 days in October, November, and there's plenty of opportunity for everyone in the community to actually co-host for those few weeks that I am away and on a cruise.
Nice.
Okay.
Love that.
I wanted to talk to you about a number of things political, but I can't seem to muster the energy. I've been weighted down by this fucking cold. This is the second time I've gotten a cold this year. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to talk to you about the understanding of anything that is going on with anything in government, in tariffs, and all of that other stuff right now.
I mean, and really, we're recording this on Thursday night.
Yeah.
By Friday morning when it comes out, it's all going to change anyway.
That is true. It's kind of politics with the Trump administration is very similar to the weather in Florida. If you don't like it, just wait a minute. It's going to change. Ridiculous. It's going to change. Anyhow, we can dive right into the voicemails if you want to, or we can cover anything else that's on your agenda. I could talk to you about the latest and greatest of my tribulations with both of the trucks that I have. Both of my trucks are not on my driveway right now because they're both in the fucking shop.
Same shop?
Well, okay. So the white truck, which is going to have the air conditioning replaced, I'm still the saga of the air conditioning and that. I never went back to that first place. I just gave them my $200. It was just a donation to the Small Business Administration here in Ojai. I took it down to another shop down in Ventura, which actually got very good reviews, and they're very, very nice folks. It's a very expensive repair that's being made. They ordered the parts for the repair, and the parts came in on Monday, which they were supposed to be ready on Tuesday, so a couple days ago. And one of the parts that they ordered was not the one that they ordered. So one of the parts they received was not what they ordered. So he said they'll be getting the part on Friday. The truck may be finished on Friday. It may be Monday. It doesn't really matter. The other truck, okay, so I had to change the tires because the tires have been flat spotted. They have a flat spot on the bottom because they've been sitting basically at one spot for since 2008. So 17 years, same spot. So they get a flat spot on it. So I'm changing out the tires, take it to the tire place. He gets the front two off, no problem. He goes to take the back two off and he can't loosen the lug nuts.
Ooh.
So I'm like, okay, well, don't use an impact wrench. Use a big ratchet because that would probably be a better way. And he's like, oh, well, my guys know what they're doing. They're going to try to do it. So this is like 2 days ago. I took the truck to him, and I'm waiting for it. I'm like, how long does it take to get the fucking lug nuts on? If you can't do it, it's like, okay, you try some type of grease. You try some sort of you can heat it. Any of that stuff you could do, or you could try a different ratchet. What it came down to is this. He says to me, the guys were turning the lug nuts in the wrong direction.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So I'm like, well, what do you mean they were turning them in the wrong direction? Righty tighty, lefty loosey. He goes, well, that's not how it is on the back of those trucks. And I said, what are you telling me? It's reverse threaded, so you actually have to turn right to loosen it and left to tighten it? That makes no sense. So he goes, I know, it doesn't make any sense to us either. So they didn't think about turning them the other way. So I get on my favorite friend, ChatGPT, and I type in, is it possible that my lug nuts on the back of, and I gave the model and the year. ChatGPT comes back and says, there is no way that is possible. Ford did not offer that as a lug nut thread style since the 1950s.
Okay.
So I called the guy that I originally bought the truck from, and he goes, what the fuck is the guy talking about? I think the guy's just giving me like an excuse why they couldn't get the lug nuts off. And let me tell you something. If they fucked up my lugs on that truck, that's several $100s to replace those. So I don't even know. And I don't know how to, other than just looking at the threads and seeing if they stripped them or anything. I don't know what to do. So it's a complex scenario that I'm dealing with. It's a very fluid, complex scenario I'm dealing with right now.
Wow. Yeah. That's weird. And definitely does not give me a lot of confidence in the place.
I feel the same way, but they're like a reputable company that's gotten a lot of 5-star reviews for their services. And I'm like, what the fuck? Wouldn't you think that at some point along the way, the tire mechanic would say, maybe these are reverse threaded, and maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they are. But at some point because he said these washers in the lug nuts are like buried into the wheel. And I all I could think is after he said they're reverse threaded, I'm like, well, no shit, because you guys have been turning them the wrong way the whole time.
Although I got to say, that's something that I would check on myself after I got the truck back. Oh,
I'm totally going to check that out.
If you're a tire place, right? And you have probably changed right. thousands and thousands, literally, of tires.
1956, they've been around.
Right. Thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. And there's 5 nuts on each tire. So you got 20. I absolutely would understand that they would not think to themselves, maybe it's backwards, right? Because when you do it 10,000 times, righty tighty, lefty loosey, I totally understand that you wouldn't even think about the other way. But if you get it back and realize that's not the problem, then I'd be concerned.
I'm with you 100%. And the guy says, I've been doing this for 40 years. And he says, we didn't know. He says, my dummies in the back. That's what he calls them. My dummies in the back. Wow. They were turning it the wrong way. I'm like, okay. So anyway, that's where we are with both of my trucks. This has been a Ford F-Series update. Stay tuned next week when Doug takes his Mustang down to the beach.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I love it.
I'm watching a new show on Netflix right now. But
what show are you watching?
I am watching Hunting Wives. Have you seen that?
Oh, I saw an ad for it. It looks entertaining.
It's 8 episodes. Parents, don't let your children watch any of these episodes because there is a lot of sex in these shows, and it's not just like assumed sex. It's like you're seeing sex, but you're not seeing penetration. You're just seeing sex. I'm like, there's a lot going on right here. Yeah, Strickland's pulling up the cast in this.
Yeah, Malin Ackerman, I like her. She was in the first 2 seasons of Billions.
Yeah, she's really, really good in this. She plays the boss's wife, and she's basically leading the entire ill repute group.
Nice.
It is a good, very good show. I think right now there's only 8 episodes, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So haven't gotten past where we are right now. We're only on episode 3 or 4, but it's good. It's good. It's I like her. She's from Pitch Perfect or one of those other shows, one of those other movies. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good.
Anyway.
It's good.
Okay.
You'll enjoy it.
I will check it out. It looks entertaining. And you like it so far?
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll enjoy it. I think you really will. There's a lot of like behind the scenes things that are going on that I'm sure even in episode 3 you're finding, oh, I understand that now. Mm-hmm. It doesn't leave like a lot of things hanging for you. Now I don't know where it's going to be in episode 8. It's probably going to leave some shit hanging because we got to get to the next season, but you'll enjoy it. Okay, let's get to the voicemails and then we will. It's probably going to take us a half hour to get through these voicemails.
I know, right? God forbid we actually finish up early. That would be great.
Jesus.
Okay, here we go.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
no reason to even hit that stop button.
Okay, then I'm going to let it go. Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Doug. Hello, Strickland. It is I, Emily Aborn, and I'm listening to this episode right now, cracking up at Jared's ball busting, as he called it, but it is so funny. And when he made fun of Doug for saying put a pin put a pin in it.
Put a pin in
That's
it.
something I would say too, Doug. So
Totally.
to a parts there. But also, Jared, I'm going to up my game and try to make it way cooler. My friend the other day said, put that in the parking lot. And I thought that was the coolest way to say it. She's my age, so I don't really know how she learns the slang that the cool kids are saying, but I'm game. So that's my favorite. That's my vote. Put it in the parking lot. I like it. It's like that's where all your little ideas can go hang out until you're ready to drive them again. I love it.
Didn't we go to ChatGPT and actually pull up a bunch of ways to say put a pin in it when we were on the show? And wasn't it put it in the parking lot? Wasn't that one of them?
I think it was, yeah, because I'd never
too.
heard it before, but I do believe that was one of the ones that we pulled up.
Well, maybe, just maybe, Emily, if she's leaving another voicemail, maybe she gets to that, because I was pretty sure that was one of the things that we said. Anyway, let's get to voicemail
These
number 2.
first 3, actually 4 voicemails, all have a very similar
that is
voice look to them. It could be a bunch of messages from Emily.
We don't know. Let's
find out. Here we go.
Hello, Doug. Hello, Strickland. Emily Aborn again. I forgot to say, I also watched the Newlywed Game and the Dating Game, which is so funny. And we were very sheltered children and not allowed to watch anything other than PBS. But when the cat was away, the children would play, which was the most fun because nobody was ever home. We were feral children. And I would watch Maury Povich, The Price is Right, which is how I learned to be so thrifty. And then also the Newlywed Game and the Dating Game, which those might have been nighttime things, but again, we were home alone all the time. So I'm just finding it so funny that I share so much in common with Sir Doug.
2 old guys.
Who is Doug? I actually do think you're very you're close to my parents' age, which is hilarious. But they also had me very young. So okay. I don't
think I like that
now.
at all.
I'm gonna escort myself out. Right? Love the show. Love the episode. Love Jared's idea of pulling us all together to come up with some intros. I'm going to have to get my ideas going. And now I'm going to go back to listening because I hit pause.
Okay.
Well, she must have been watching a remake or not even the same host of the Newlywed Game. Was the Newlywed Game on? Because I think that Emily, I think she's in her 30s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but there was a reboot of it. Hang on.
But was it Bob Eubanks? I mean,
well, she didn't specifically say Bob Eubanks now.
No, she didn't say Bob Eubanks. I'm just wondering if there was it was definitely
the new.
It was definitely not on and going in. It's 66 to 74 were the 8 years that it was on. I was watching the original. I was watching the original.
Well, then this is the Newlywed Game, the new Newlywed Game 77, but that's still pretty.
That's still well before Emily's time. Anyhow, yeah, what did she call it? She didn't call it. She said we were feral kids. I love that.
Yeah, feral. Yeah.
When Strick and I were at this in the 70s, probably, because I think that I was still too young in the 60s to have to be left home alone at 6 years old. But in the 70s, they used to call us latchkey kids, and I used to watch. I used to come home from school, let myself in. I would watch Aquaman, and I would watch Batman, like the original with Adam West.
Adam West, yeah.
And I would watch Ultraman. I don't know if you remember Ultraman.
Yep,
remember that?
I remember. I never liked Ultraman that much. But
I loved Ultraman. That would be great. And then my nighttime television in the 70s was definitely the Dating Game, Joker's Wild. This was before Wheel of Fortune. Match Game, definitely Match Game. All those great Price is Right, of course. And you couldn't watch soap operas because they were usually off by the time usually got home from school like 3 or 4 o'clock. And I think
it was the afternoon. Soaps were in the afternoon.
But weren't they over already? It was
usually like soaps were like 11 a.m. until like 3 in the afternoon or something.
Right. So I didn't get to watch like General Hospital until and as we used to say in college, all my kids rather than all my children.
All my children, right.
We used to watch those in college during like downtimes in school, which for all of us that were in college was every day. And Strickland is he's only 119 credits short of his 120 credits degree. So anyhow, thank you, Emily, for putting me in the same category as you for when it came to watching. But you're probably much closer to my daughter Rachel's age than my age.
Did you know? I had no idea. Chuck Barris wrote the theme music.
I did not
for
know
the
that.
Newlywed Game.
Chuck
I had
Barris.
no idea. I didn't know. Chuck Barris, like the Gong Show.
You mean like the Gong Show? Chuck?
Yeah.
Well, theme music composer. Wait, is it what? Who is Chuck Berry?
No. Chuck Berry was like the founder of rock and roll,
right?
Johnny B. Good. And
right. Johnny B. Good was Chuck Berry. Chuck Barris was the Gong Show, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I got it. And he was also the host of the Gong Show, wasn't he?
He was the host of the Gong Show. Yeah.
God, that was a fucked up show.
It was, and it just got more and more crazy as it went on because he just kept leaning into it, and people kept watching.
It was like, I remember the first time I saw the Unknown Comic, the guy that had a paper bag over his head, and he would say, all right, I'm going to take the mask off, and he would pull the paper bag off, and there was another paper bag underneath the paper bag.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay. Are we ready for the next voicemail?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Erica here, voicemail number 1. I was watching Stephen Colbert the other night, and he had on the 2 podcasters, Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang, and they were talking to him, and he made a funny comment, something like, you guys really love podcasting, don't you? Hey, I'm not going to have a gig here pretty soon. Maybe I should try. And they said, yeah, go for it. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh my God, Doug, you have to reach out. You have to reach out to Stephen Colbert and see if you can get Turnkey to host and produce his show. I know it's a long shot, but God, I just think it would be so great. Anyway, that's it. I don't think I'll leave another voicemail, Doug. I'm going to get you information on a separate note about omega-3s and hydrating. So that I won't bother leaving on a voicemail. All right. Love you guys. Love the show, and carry on. Bye.
Now, that would be pretty cool. That would be a good get Stephen Colbert we could produce his podcast. That'd be very cool.
That would be good. I wonder if he is like, sometimes your clients are like really high maintenance. We have them every now and again. We have those high maintenance clients. I wonder if he would be a real high maintenance client, or if he would be the kind of guy that would say, yeah, I'll edit that out. And he's just like, don't fucking edit that out. So I don't know what kind of client he would be. It certainly doesn't hurt to reach out. I'll take the Jenny Bellinger approach to getting A+ guests on the show, and can't be harmful to reach out.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody in our community happens to know Stephen Colbert's direct email address or phone number, that would be a good spot for me to start.
That'd be a good start.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more voicemails. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Hey there, Erica here with an unplanned voicemail number 2.
Yes.
And this one's just directed to Mr. Strickland Bonner and Sally, if you're listening. Congratulations, you 2 lovebirds. So happy for you, and I really can't wait to hear all about whatever shenanigans you might have planned for a wedding and a celebration. And whenever that's going to be, I hope the community's invited somehow. I don't care if it's in Vegas or in Doug's backyard with the smoker, all of the above. I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing. And also, this is an interesting question. And then, Strickland, would you play the wedding band at your own wedding? How would that work?
Mm-hmm.
Curious minds want to know. Anyway, mainly I'm calling just to say love you too, Sally and Strickland, and congratulations. Woohoo. And that's it from me. All right. Bye.
Thank you, Erica. Much appreciated. Now that the rest of the world knows now as well.
So how was the timing on that? That was perfect. I'm glad that I brought that up before we played the voicemails, because then that would be the surprise right there through the voicemails.
Yeah.
Erica, thank you so much for Erica sent me a bunch of texts that were recipes on how I could get my my needed fill of omega-3 fatty acids through a bunch of different recipes that she sent to me, between salmon and chia seed pudding and all of the other things. Definitely going to take advantage of those. Erica, those messages, just so you know, for me, it's kind of like getting a long email. I saw the long text message. It took me about 5 days to read the text message. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that so quick. I saw the recipes, though, and I will be taking advantage of those. Thank you.
Nice. All right. Last voicemail.
What the heck?
Hey, Doug. It's Rick Jarrett here. So just to give a shout out, well, not even really a shout out, but a call to action. I had a couple people reach out to me about voicemail. So, peeps, get a hold of me. NiceShortcut.com. Join the Facebook group if you're not in it. If you're in it, just look for me and shoot me a message. Let me know any intros, outros, ideas you have. If you got some movie quotes, if you got some, whatever. These guys love movie quotes. So, TV shows, make up your own stuff. I had somebody reach out to me and give me some of their own stuff, and I'd be dying laughing. So, let's do this. Let's get it rolling. All right, fellas. Appreciate you guys. Love the show, and excited, man. We got some movement. Let's go, Funkin' fans. See ya.
I love it. So if anybody's got movie quotes that they want to turn into intros and outros and have Steve O'Brien read, yeah, just get in touch with Jared.
Okay. I mean, we could just wrap it up right there. How would that feel? Would it feel like,
I've got a lot going on here because I'm getting ready to leave tomorrow in less than 24 hours for my cruise, and I've got a lot of shit to do still. So
wow,
I'd be okay with that.
Okay. All right. So
but you're gonna have to get somebody to post the show next week, though, to like edit.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. Can you just tell Mark to expect it? He doesn't have to do anything other than you can even give him the open and close already.
I'll figure something out. Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to leave
one
me
more
hanging
thing
there,
on my
Nick.
plate I have to do before I leave.
Don't leave me hanging on that, because I won't know what the I don't know what happens after we record it. I don't know how the donuts are made here. I'm sure somebody on the team could figure it out, but if you could just tell them, that would be great.
Yeah.
So you're leaving tomorrow?
Well, I'm heading to Houston tomorrow.
Got it.
And so I'll be hanging out in Houston for the weekend, and Houston and Galveston Friday night and Saturday, and then staying Saturday night, and then Sunday morning we get on the ship.
Wow. Okay, so all that work I just sent your way, you'll just have to do it when you get back then.
Oh, there's more work you just sent my way?
There's an open and a close that has to be done for a client. But you know what? They're not launching right now.
Yeah,
so
I already got that anyway, it's all good.
Yeah, I just dropped it into Monday about an hour ago. You don't have to do it before you leave. You don't.
It's okay. It's going to be a week. I'm not going to make somebody wait a week.
Okay, even better then. Just give it to somebody, or just assign it to somebody. I don't know how to do that. Just so you know.
We'll figure it out.
All right, I'm going to go get my truck. You're going to go get your stuff done before you leave on the cruise. We're going to talk before Sunday directly, so I can see what's going on in your life and when I can connect with you. I don't want you to worry about anything. If Turnkey, hopefully, will be here still when you get back, and we'll still have a bank account.
I like that. Yeah, I like where Turnkey is going. We had a goal last month that we've been reaching for quite a while, quite a few years.
Like the 4-minute mile.
Exactly. And we hit it again in
Yikes.
July. 2 months in a row. Fucking amazing.
That is amazing. I would like to say it's because of our brand new sales team. I can't quite say that yet.
Not yet.
But it will be. It will be staying up there because of our brand new sales team. I know we can do it. Okay, go on your cruise. Have a great time. We'll miss Strickland next week, but Emily and I will be here. And in the meantime, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the nice guys. Well, there's always money in the banana stand.
The Nice Guys on Business presents Real Misfits of Genius. Real Misfits of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. or Ms. Show Notes Writer. Mr. or Mrs. Show Notes Writer. Never has one person done so much with so little. Shit shows don't give you much to work with. From one host not listening to the other, to the clinking of ice cubes in an empty glass of Fireball. Oh, I need my Fireball. If it wasn't for you, the only entertainment we would get from these guys would be Steve O'Brien. And of course, voicemail from Jared. Not really Jared, just his theme song. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh poet of the show notes, because when it comes to making these guys look good, no one does it better.